Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you see in the title, I'm going to start a new series on the complete basics of C programming. For all of you who have tuned in, I'm sure this series is going to help you and make C programming an easy platform. Make sure to watch this video till the very end to understand all the concepts correctly. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button to encourage me to keep uploading such informative and easy to learn videos. Without wasting any more time, get your books and let's get into it. The very first question, what is C programming? C is a general purpose high-level programming language developed by Dennis M. Ritchie. It is very easy to learn. It is a structural language and the programs produced are efficient. It can be compiled on variety of platforms, Mac, Windows. It can be compiled in any computer platform. And it also provides a variety of data types. Now these were the advantages. Let's look at the disadvantages of C programming. There are very few disadvantages. It doesn't support the concept of object-oriented programming. C is a very vast language, but it doesn't support the concept of OOC, such as inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulations. These are all the terms which you will find in object-oriented programming languages such as Java or C++. We don't need to deeply look into that. Lack of exception handling. This is another disadvantage of C programming. What is exception handling? The process of responding to occurrence of an exception during the program execution is known as exception handling. This C doesn't provide you. Now let's look at the importance of C, why it is required to learn such a language. It is a robust language. That means it is a strong language which has many built-in functions and operators that can be used to write a complex program. Built-in functions, we'll discuss that later in this video. The programs written in C are very efficient and fast. This means that it takes very less time to give you an output, okay? It is portable. It means that C program written in one system or one operating system can be run on another system with almost no change in the program. This is one of the most important features in C programming. See guys, the only way to learn a new program or a new language is by writing programs in it or by practicing it, okay? Now firstly, let's look at the basic structure of the C program. I would suggest you guys to start making notes while watching this video. To begin with, we need to write the name of the program. This line is not really essential in all the programs, it's completely your choice. This line is known as the comment section. So this line won't be seen in your output, it won't be compiled. You can write anything over here, okay? It doesn't matter, it's completely your choice. You can even avoid writing this, it doesn't affect the program. Now next is the hashtag include stdio.h. So this is the preprocessor directive and stdio.h is a header file. We'll look at it deeply in further part of this video. For now it's enough for you guys to know that it's a preprocessor directive and this line is really essential in all of your programs. Next comes the global declaration and after that comes void main. This is the main function or the entry point of the program. Then comes your braces, okay? So whatever is present inside the braces will be the part of the main function. Local declaration of variables and statements. The statements can include many terms. It can include anything, okay? This constitutes to the body of the main function. After this, you close the bracket and then you can see the user-defined functions. The user-defined functions are the functions that are created or defined by the users. This is the basic structure of C program. You must write it in this manner itself. There's no other way you can write it in. Now let's look at the most simplest and the most basic program in C programming. This is the most basic program in C programming language. Hashtag include stdio.h, void main, open bracket, close bracket, and open the flower bracket, printf hello world, okay? So the output will be hello world. Now as this is the introductory video, I'm not going to compile any program. I'll upload a video in which I tell you guys how you can compile this in your Windows platform. It's very easy. Let's get back to the point. Now I'm going to explain each line of this program. Any C program consists of function and variable. The functions contain statements that specifies the computing operation or how the program needs to run. Now variables, on the other hand, they store the values used during the computation. Now let's look at this first line, okay? The first line of the program, that is #include stdio.h. This tells the compiler to include information about the standard input or output library. You can see this line in almost all the C source files or all the C programs, okay? There might be a question in your mind, that is, what is a compiler? So a compiler is a special program that processes the statements written in the programming language, okay, and turns them into machine level language that the computer can understand. Now the computer can only understand zeros and ones. So all these lines that you write in your program will be converted into the machine level language. That is what a compiler does. In the example program, the function we used was the main function, right? Every program must include a main function. Now you saw something called as the user-defined function. The user-defined function can be given any names of your choice, okay? The main function usually calls other functions, that is the other user-defined functions, to help the program perform its job. Now what is a function? A function is a group of statements that is put together to perform a specific task. So many statements together make the function, and many functions together form a program. Now let's look at this term argument or parameters. What is argument? Argument is a set or a list of values provided by the calling function to the function that it is calling, okay? So the parenthesis or the brackets that is used after the function's name surrounds the list of arguments. So parenthesis is the curl brackets that you use here. Now in the above function, we used the main function, right? Here you can see that this is the function name, and inside the parenthesis or inside the brackets you can see that there is nothing within the braces. It is an empty list, so it doesn't receive no argument values. Now in the example program, you can observe that we have, that is after the main function, open the flower bracket. Now the statements, in this case the printf statement, is written within the flower brackets, right? All the statements of a given function should be enclosed within the flower brackets. So the statements that you write in your function should always be enclosed within these brackets. If you open this flower bracket and you forget to write the other one, then an error will be displayed in your output. Before we move on any further, I just want to show you guys a program which contains the argument value so that it clears all your doubts. Over here we saw something called as argument. I want to give you an example program that contains argument values. What we will be looking at is function call by value, which is the default way of calling a value in C programming. There are a few terminologies that we will be using while explaining this: actual parameters and formal parameters. The parameters that appear in the function call is known as the actual parameters, and formal parameters are the parameters that appear in the function declaration. Now we'll just look at this example. Before that, let's understand them, okay? What is call by value? When we pass the actual parameter while calling a function, then this is known as function call by value. We are passing the actual parameters and it gets copied in the formal parameters, and this is known as function call by value. I'll explain this again later. You'll understand it much better. It may all sound confusing at the first, but the following example will clear your doubts. Now this is the program we'll be looking at. The first line I've written is a statement line that won't be executed by the compiler. Program that accepts argument values. So the first line in all your programs must be #include stdio.h, which includes the information about the standard library function, okay? The standard library function contains the input and output statements such as the printf statements that prints the output, and the scanf statement. This scanf statement is used to read the information that is added by the user, okay? Next line is int add int x, int y. This is the function declaration. This is the user-defined function declaration. We have used a user-defined function over here. So we need to write it before we write the main function. This is known as the function declaration, okay? And then comes your int main, an unavoidable special type of function which needs to be included in every C program that is written. Int n1, n2, sum. We are declaring variables n1, n2, sum, okay? This is just the declaration part. We haven't yet given the values here. In the next line, we are initializing the variables. So we are allotting n1 is equal to 2, n2 is equal to 3, and the sum is equal to add bracket n1 comma n2. This statement is known as function call. As you can see, the main function now is calling the user-defined function called as add. Okay. Now you can see that there is a set of values inside the calling function. Yes. So this is known as the actual arguments, also known as the actual parameters. And then there is a printf statement that will help you display the output. And finally, you're closing the flower bracket. This indicates that you're ending the main function. Okay. You're defining another function that is int add. This is known as the user-defined function. Okay. You can give it any name. It doesn't matter. I have given it as add over here. So int add bracket int x comma int y. Now you observe here that we are using a different variable. This variable is known as the formal argument or the formal parameter. Now in call by value, what happens is the value n1 and n2 will be copied by the formal values. Okay, we have allotted n1 is 2 and n2 is 3. So this value goes and sits in the place of x and y. The values will be pasted over here, and then it returns the value x plus y. That is, it calculates x plus y, that is 2 plus 3, and we'll get the answer as 5. So this returns the value over here. Okay, and then the output we get is 5. This is what is your output. I guess you understood a bit about functions. If you guys still have doubts, I would suggest you all to watch the video from the beginning. Otherwise, I'll leave a link in the description which will take you to a website which helped me a lot when I was learning C. Let's get back to the point. In the first example we considered, that is the hello world program, you would have observed a statement in the main function, that is within the flower brackets, that is the printf function. So this statement calls a function printf with the argument hello world. Okay, now what is printf? As I told you, printf is a library function that prints the output. In this case, it prints the statement hello world and it gives you an output hello world. Okay, now again, what is library function? They are built-in functions which are grouped together and placed in a common place called as the library. Okay, each library function in C performs a special operation. All these library functions are declared in various header files which are saved as name.h. This is just the syntax. Okay, name.h. I'll give you an example. In our case, stdio.h will be the best example. It is the standard input output library function. Okay, it includes printf and scanf functions, as I told you. Now here there's hello world between the double quotes, right? The sequence of characters in the double quotes like this hello world is called as the character string, and you can see there's a /n over here. /n is a notation for new line character. It basically prints the output on the next line. Okay, there are a few more such characters that we'll use in C programming. A few of them are /t that is used for tab space, and /b that is used for backspace. We'll look at a few more in other sessions. Now this is all for today's video. I hope you guys have understood some basics in today's concept. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. See you guys in the next video.